Now this album took my breath away. It's called Death Race for Love by Juice WRLD, and I am so stoked to share the...
We interrupt this scheduled broadcast for a breaking news update from the Sticky Buttons podcast.
What is up, everybody? This is your host, Brandon.
And this is Blake.
And this is the Sticky Buttons pod, where we talk about the games that we love playing and just have a good time.
Yeah, definitely. And we love having a good time so much that we're re-recording part of this episode. This is episode 21. We're calling it Take Two over here. So in a little bit, you're going to hear another intro and a little bit of our first take on it. We kind of recorded it, and you know how it is out here in the pandemic. Sometimes you have bad days, and that episode was more of a stressy lemon depressy, more than easy peasy lemon squeezy. So we want to be a source of positive light out here. So we're gonna re-record some of those conversations that we had. So we hope you guys enjoy, and it's cool because you'll be hearing us in the past for us, but it's also like our past and our future. So like we're caught in a time loop, Brandon.
We're caught in a time loop. What a way to kick off the episode.
All right, well, let's jump in. You'll hear us in a sec.
Welcome to the Sticky Buttons podcast. This is your host, Brandon.
And this is Blake.
And we're coming at you with a hot new episode
21. We're drinking, baby. Woo! I'm drinking.
It's our 20. We made it to our 21st episode. And that's crazy because I just turned 21. I'm feeling a little emotional about this episode.
Really, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it is a milestone. That's pretty big.
What have you been playing, Blake?
Well, dude, I have been, busy week. I'm sure you've had a busy week as well. Busy week. I've really only been playing Pokemon Red, the original, the OG, on my emulator, the RG351P, if you were interested.
That's a sick concept. And if you want to hear more about that, listen to our last episode. We really went into that in depth.
Yeah, I think we titled it Emulate Your Thalamus. Actually, I think that might have been, was that episode 20? Actually, yeah, that was 3 episodes ago. That was episode 18. Emulate Your Thalamus. And actually, on that, really quick, I totally was saying something to you, Brandon, and I totally spaced like the second half of the point I was trying to make. So I don't know if you remember, but I brought up this thing called the paradox of choice. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like if you didn't listen to that or you're just catching us now, the paradox of choice is something that it's like a theory, and basically the theory is that people are happier if they have less choices. And a lot of, like, the example that I had used in the last one was people contribute the paradox of choice to Trader Joe's success. But they can also, there were studies done on like McDonald's menu and how less is more kind of a thing. So basically the point that I was trying to make about bringing up this paradox of choice is when I had got my emulator, my RG351P, it came with like 1,000 games on it. And there were some like really good titles that I would totally check out, but I just didn't, and I was like, I don't really want to, because I don't know, there's just so many choices. It kind of felt a little bit overwhelming because there were like so many systems and there was just so much. And like I said, I actually didn't like the firmware and I didn't like how it was set up. So I went through the time to learn how to change all that. And then I added a shorter list of games, but they were like hyper specific, where I was like, I want to play all of these. Like I would totally play all these. Like these are games on my list. And basically I was a lot happier with that. And that's kind of the like how the paradox of choice comes in. So just something to consider if you are thinking about getting an emulator, especially like the RG351P.
Thanks for the breakdown on that, Blake.
Yeah, definitely. Have you ever been in a situation where the paradox of choice has come into play?
I'm sure I have. I'm certain I have. I feel like an Animal Crossing.
Really? Is there just just so much to do?
Yeah, there's so many different avenues you could take. And
yeah, I kind of feel that way in like Breath of the Wild a little bit, where it's just like there's so much that I can do and I just like don't really know what to do yet. So I've kind of just been skirting around.
That's definitely one game. Yeah. That's one where it's like you could spend hours and not even go anywhere, really.
Yeah. I still haven't unlocked all of the map. I haven't gotten all the towers. And that's kind of the thing that I've been doing on that. But I haven't played that in a couple of weeks just because I've been playing other things, been really busy. But actually, man, on the paradox of choice, I wonder if I would feel that way about like Game Pass, like Xbox's Game Pass. Do you have the PlayStation version of that? Was it the PlayStation Plus subscription?
No, I don't. I wish I did though. I would save a lot of money on games and I'd be able to try new titles.
Wait. What did you use to get Final Fantasy VII?
Oh, I just have the PlayStation Plus subscription.
Is that different than?
It's like, think of like Xbox Live.
Oh, gotcha. So like you get that with like your Xbox. Okay. So like your ability to play online. Does PlayStation have a digital library? Like the Xbox Game Pass?
What do you mean?
Do you know like the Xbox Game Pass, you can like pay like a subscription and you get like 100 something. Actually, I don't even know how many it is.
I'm familiar with how the Game Pass. I actually paid for the Game Pass for a few months and then I just didn't use it enough. It's a really cool concept, and yes, I think PlayStation does also have a service like that.
We'll have to get back to y'all on that, because I've heard that that's like a really good way to do it and play some games. Because I recently thought to myself, I was like, some of the games that I really want to play are on this list, and I was like, maybe I should just get the list or get the Xbox Game Pass. I was like, maybe I should just get a Game Pass, especially because they just added a bunch of Bethesda games to it. What I've been playing a lot of Pokemon Red, dude. I beat my first gym. I think his name's Brock.
The Rock Gym?
Yeah, first one, dude. It's interesting, man. Because in Sword, I would really make sure I had a tight matchup. And it's like, honestly, like in Red, it's just the first town. Like that's where the gym is. And you can't progress until you beat the gym in the first town. And I did it with a Beedrill, which is which is in the first gen. That's Weedle's evolution, which I think is like the moth one in the later gens. It's basically not the Butterfree. It's the other caterpillar that you can get. But in Gen 1, it like turns into Beedrill. And it's basically this badass bee that has drills for hands. And it's pretty sick. But a bug type against a rock type.
You're gonna get crushed.
Yeah, and then my I had Charmander, or I think it might have been the Chameleon by that point. But yeah, like the only way I'm gonna beat this guy is if I have like significant level advantage, which I grinded it out and did the first gym, and I was like, man, I don't know if I'm want to do this to experience the first game. So on my emulator, I threw some cheats on there. So now I have infinite money, which is nice. I can go around as fast as I want because I like have like a bike, quote unquote. So like basically I just move faster. And there is a cheat that gives me additional XP, but it kind of breaks the game a little bit and also makes the Pokemon you're fighting like the same level as you, and it like changes the level to like it's like ZLR or something. And or like some weird, like it just changes like the actual level, so that when you beat that Pokemon you get like 1,000 plus XP, but it also like it's harder to beat them, and it's just as likely that they will crush you because you're at the same level. I turned that one on for a little bit, and instead of like grinding for like the equivalent of a couple hours, it would just be like grind for 10 minutes. Your Pokemon are basically stats. So I'm probably gonna do that similar thing going forward. But yeah, I'm currently looking for the TM cut, or I guess that would be, I don't know. See, this is the thing about Gen 1. I don't know if it's HM or TM yet. I don't know if they did that, because they also like in Gen 1, it's weird because when you get a new move, it doesn't tell you anything about the move. It's just like, do you want this move? So I have to like, every time I'm like, I don't know if I want that move. So I have to like look up the stats online, which is kind of interesting. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird experience. I kind of just wanted to experience Gen 1, and it's been fun, dude. I've had a good time with it. I'm definitely glad that I'm playing it with cheats, because if I didn't have that XP super fast, it would kind of be a drag.
I can imagine taking all that time away from Sword and Shield. Do you ever think about playing Sword and Shield when you're playing Red?
Sometimes. I mean, it's a totally different vibe though. Because at this point I can't really do too much else, and sword. I'm kind of just, I mean, I'm doing like the surprise trades, trying to fill out the Pokemon that I can't get in my game, and I'm working my way through the Crown Tundra DLC, which I'm really enjoying. But I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of enjoying it because it's like an in handheld and it's like a small little handheld, so it's like a different vibe, and I'm really kind of about it. It's more chill and like low stakes. So
That's interesting that you mentioned the Crown Tundra. I've been thinking about getting it. I've been on Pokemon trying to go through that list you sent me of Pokemon you need me to catch.
bro, you're being a champ on that. For our listeners out there, we made a little list of all the Pokemon that I don't have in my Pokédex, and Brandon is working his way through that. So thank you, man.
Yeah.
It could be a group effort that we complete the Pokédex. That'd be so awesome, dude. I've never done it.
We're gonna do it. Sword and Shield. It's only right before we can play the next gen.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was kind of thinking. I'm like, that would be really cool to complete the Pokédex for this next one. Like before we go into this next one, I think that'd be really fun. Just to like say like, yeah, like I've done it once, and I feel like it's one of those things where I don't think I'm gonna need to do it again.
We should make a celebratory episode, just like a little episode where we celebrate.
Dude, I would love that, man. We definitely should, dude.
Pokédex completion.
Yeah, man. You really should get the Crown Tundra because I guess it's you get both of them together. And in the first DLC, the Island of Amur, you get either a Bulbasaur or a Squirtle. So you can pick one of those that you can get. And I can trade you the other one because I have them.
Venusaur?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I did say the wrong one. No. Is Venusaur the first one? Yeah, Venusaur and Squirtle.
Venusaur
and Bulbasaur.
Well, no. Venusaur is the final evolution of Bulbasaur. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I don't have Venusaur yet. Actually, yeah, I do. I just evolved it. But dude, I'm having a blast with it. That's really fun. I actually got all those through surprise trades. So there are a lot of people that are trying to get those right natures on those. So if you surprise trade enough, you'll probably end up getting one or both of those. I got a lot of Charmanders.
Dude, how much are you surprised trading?
Dude, when I get on, I'll surprise trade like pretty much the whole time I'm playing because yeah.
Why not?
But yeah, I mean, I've actually gotten some really cool Pokemon. I've gotten some really cool Pokemon that aren't even in this game. Like I got the Mudkip and Torchic, which are really cool. So now I'm looking for a Trico.
Trico.
Finish out the trio.
That takes me back, man. I love that final evolution, Sceptile.
Yeah, that was my first Pokemon. I mean, I think it was yours too.
Your first starter.
That was my first starter, man.
Yeah.
Loved Leaf Blade.
I chose Mudkip. Mudkip was my first starter.
Dude, I'll have to give you a Mudkip. I'll breed my what's the final evolution of Mudkip? I don't remember what it's.
Swampert.
Swamp Rat. Or I don't know. It's not rat. It's what is it? It doesn't end with a T.
Swampert.
Swampert.
Swamp. You heard Swamp Rat. That's it.
Swampert. Yeah, I'll definitely breed that up and send you one because that's lit, man. You should really have one. I actually jumped into a mass raid battle the other day, and the person that was hosting it had a Swampert, and they wrecked with it.
Can imagine, man. That thing puts in work.
Yeah, definitely, dude.
I miss it on my squad.
Yeah, dude. And also, like with the Crown Tundra DLC, they introduced a new kind of raid battle that's really cool. I don't remember what it's called, but basically, if you complete a series of raid battles with 4 other people using Pokemon that the NPCs in the game give you, you can have a chance at catching a legendary Pokemon. So I just caught a Zapdos, and so that's pretty cool.
What Pokeball did you use?
Just Ultra Ball.
Yeah, that's probably your best bet. But I was wondering, in terms of completing my Pokédex, do I have to fight the league? Because I haven't beat them yet. Do you think that's something I should do to finish off that list?
Actually, yeah, I think you have to, because you have to, unless you have the legendary from like a previous playthrough, because I think you have to beat the league in order to have, I guess, spoilers for Sword and Shield. You have to beat the league in order for the Chairman Rose to try and destroy the world, and then you have to save the day with the Rusty Shield in your case. With Hop.
So
that's like 3 hours of work though. So you can definitely spread that out. And then you have to like after you do that, you have to do the end game missions, which is kind of a lot. That's a lot of gameplay, man. So dude, no rush on that at all. Definitely
Try to get through that though, because that's probably one of the easiest catches.
yeah. Well, it's actually, man, if you I found it real easy to find some of those. So if you're struggling, like let me know and I'll send you like a video on how to do it. Because like I went down like one for one and I was like, I'm gonna catch this one today. And I was like, I Google how to do it, and people are actually like have like really good videos out there on how to do it. So I'll definitely
I'm gonna have to get on that.
yeah, dude.
Send me those YouTubers.
Definitely, man. There's this one, I guess I'll give him a shout out. He didn't really have any like the catching videos, but I got recommended a bunch of his stuff, and then I watched it, and I just thought it was funny. Seems like Pokey Tips Mike or something. He had some pretty entertaining videos. But what have you been playing, man? What have you been up to?
Shout outs to him.
Yeah, shout outs to Pokey Tips Mike, baby.
Man, I've been playing my Pokemon, trying to fill out that Pokédex. I have been on Animal Crossing a lot, trying to keep up a streak. You get rewards for having a daily streak, and I've been trying to keep that going. I still haven't built that shop. I'm missing some iron nuggets, but I'm really close. I'm really close this time, guys. I'm gonna get it real soon. I'm optimistic about it.
What do you get once you get that shop?
I just get access to more items and a more comprehensive system to get bells.
Oh, gotcha. And that allows you to do even more, right?
Yeah. Yep, I can grind some more.
You gonna play the bell market?
Oh yeah, we're gonna get in there.
Bells to the moon, baby.
I
trade my Dogecoins for bells.
I
Dude, I bet there's somebody out there that's selling bells for Dogecoins. I wonder what happens if I Google it. Convert my Dogecoins to bells.
All right, I am back.
Well, I found it. I found a Reddit thread where there's a guy that has a link, and it's basically, I'll give you 500 bells for every Dogecoin.
500 bells for every Dogecoin. There was a way to do it.
You can do it. You can buy them, but I don't know. I don't know if I'd risk it. Let's see.
Well, how much is a Dogecoin?
Basically, Dogecoin is kind of a joke cryptocurrency, and one Dogecoin is worth 5.4125 cents. So basically 500 bells for 5 cents.
That's a reasonable price.
I don't know. It's kind of just a joke. It's kind of like a joke cryptocurrency, Dogecoin.
It's pretty cool. You could use it for stuff like that. Memes. It's kind of cool. You could use it for something like that. Like that's an application of cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, I mean, cryptocurrencies have a really cool like idea. I think it's a really cool fundamental like idea about it. And I don't know, I had a business professor that was kind of like, I guess he explained it in a really good way. He explained it really well. He explained it in a good way. And he said that if you lived in America and you're like, hey, I'll give you $100 in Bitcoin or $100, you'd probably choose the dollar or $100. But if I could give you $100 or 100 Venezuelan dollars or 100 Venezuelan dollars worth of Bitcoin, you'd probably choose the Bitcoin. So that was kind of where he was coming from. Where like if you live in a country that has a highly influx currency valuation, it might be better to do like a cryptocurrency. Maybe, I don't know. So I mean, Bitcoin has certainly been more stable than I guess the Venezuelan dollar. So I guess that example still holds up. But anyways, this isn't about that.
Kind of like me in Animal Crossing. I just took out a loan on my new home.
That's how they get you, Brandon. You're going to be paying interest on that home. And well, in Animal Crossing, you don't have to pay interest.
No, I don't. I really don't. If I did, I don't know what I would do, man. I'd be caught up.
Slumlord Tom Nook out there be harassing you, Brandon.
Be knocking at my door.
Does he harass you for payments at all?
Never.
Does he leave his like area of the map, or does the Nook family kind of just stay?
The Nook family stays posted. They have their tent, and you can go in there at all hours, like any day, anytime. And that's something that changes when you get the shop.
Oh, it has hours when you get the shop?
Yeah.
Oh, that's
like
cool.
They're not there.
Well, you gotta help those poor Nook workers out, man.
I do. I have them caught in this loop where they're just in their tent 24/7.
And then don't they control the phones too? They control the airwaves. They control the network, man.
They control the airplane agency. That's my only way out of there. Honestly, I don't have a boat.
Oh dang!
I can't vaulting pole my way through the ocean.
Wow. So you get like a NookPhone, and that honestly, do you like the NookPhone?
I don't really use it. I just use it to like get my goals completed. It is what it is.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be honest. That's one of the biggest turnoffs for me about that game is they have like the phone. I've been looking into it more since you're trying to convince me to get it. I've been looking into it more.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really want to get on a video game to where like there's like a phone with apps on it. Like I don't know. I'm trying to get away from that. So
I feel that.
I don't know. I mean, does it work with the game though?
No, it definitely works with the game. Like you have like a fossil museum in there. It keeps track of everything you've seen. You have like, where you go to collect some of the goals that you complete. You have access to, I honestly don't know. That's all I use it for. So, but there's more features there, and it's just features in the game. It's just like a clever way to put it in there, I guess. But yeah, the game is marketed towards like kids. So
yeah.
that's
more concerning. Hook them on the phone and the apps early. Well, I'm hooked, man. I haven't told you yet because I wanted to bring it up on the pod, but you got a shiny new phone.
What? Look at those 3 cameras.
Yeah, dude. It's pretty sick.
They're watching
man.
you.
They're watching me too. I actually, at this point, so I've got the new iPhone 12 here.
They're watching.
Yeah. He just made the Illuminati sign. Yeah, dude. Oh man, I didn't even think about that. But yeah, so this I got the iPhone 12 Pro Max, so I'm very large and in charge of.
Okay, Blake. I see you.
Not to flex sizes on you over here or anything. But you want me to tell you my dimensions, Brandon?
What are those dimensions?
Oh boy. It's basically 6.33 inches by 3.07 inches. So it's pretty big. It's very large. It's kind of like as big as my face.
How easy is it to slip into your pocket?
Oh, it's easy. I have really no issues with it. I'm honestly really enjoying the bigger phone, man, because I had the 7 and I got this thing and dude, it's really fun. I haven't had a new phone in a long time, so I'm really trying to figure out the capabilities of it. This phone has LiDAR, dude.
Really?
Which is crazy.
Light imaging.
Yeah, something
detection. What do they use it for?
Well, so here's the thing. The LiDAR is on the cameras, they have like a little laser, and so they have a little laser on the faceplate that has the cameras. And I actually, at this point, the faceplate that has the cameras is so large that I actually had to buy a screen protector for those cameras. So I got a screen protector on my screen and a screen protector on these cameras, on the lenses. And I got no more home button, no more touch ID. I'm all face ID now, which is really cool. But the LiDAR is for basically making.
I got a funny story about that.
What'd you say?
I got a funny story about face
ID.
Face scan.
I'd love to hear it, man.
Man, I got it. I had to take it off of my phone because I found out that mine just doesn't work for some reason.
What do you mean?
Like other people can use it and get into my Face ID. Oh. I don't know how. My girlfriend just did it. She just got in there and it was working. It's insane.
Trying to hide something from your girlfriend, Brandon.
Hey, I just like having my privacy.
No, man. Yeah, definitely. Was it just like not synced up, or can you redo it? Like redo your face? I don't know. Have it rescan your face?
Maybe that's what it is. That could
maybe
be
it's just a bad scan.
I was thinking it was probably like the option for how long I let my screen stay open after it unlocks.
Yeah, it might be that too. I didn't even know that was
a
thing. But I can like pretty much tell. Like I think it stays locked, and like at least mine, it stays locked until my face is in front of it. It's pretty cool. I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of having the new phone. It's been a while. It's been a long time coming. But anyways, this LiDAR.
It's an exciting feeling.
Yeah, it is. It really is. I haven't got a case for it yet because I was really.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
Yeah, I was really like, because with the the 12 Max Pro, they have stainless steel siding on it, and it looks really cool, like depending on the color you get. And mine's gold, and it looks really cool. And I was like, I really want to show off the gold, but the problem is that because it's like stainless steel or whatever, my fingerprints really show up on it. And because you hold it with the side of you're always touching the side. So I think I'm gonna get a case because it looks kind of bad. And like if your hands are sweating, it will like the sweat will be like beaded up on the metal from your oils and stuff. So I'm probably gonna.
That's good. They probably use stainless steel because it's so like easy to. That's probably really inexpensive. And I'm like, what percentage of people use a case on their phones?
I feel like most of them do. So
I feel like that's a really large percentage. So that's something that like you could honestly not even.
Yeah, it actually, man.
I don't know.
Honestly, this phone, I almost didn't get this phone because it's really blocky. It's actually almost as blocky as like the iPhone 4 if you remember the iPhone 4. Because like the other ones, they're really like thin and they have rounded edges. This one has really blocky edges, which I'm showing Brandon, but like you can look up the iPhone 12 on the internet. And I almost got the 11 Pro Max, but I didn't because I got 5G, baby. So reel me in, conspiracy theories. I've been having this metal taste in my mouth since I got it too. So that's not.
Stop.
Oh man.
How long have you had it for?
This is my third day with it.
3 days. And have you installed any games in it yet?
Yeah, dude, I have a ton. And I have not had a chance to play them, unfortunately, except for Marvel's Conquest of Champions, which I sunk a ton of hours into when I was in high school. And I picked up my save file from 2016.
No way. They still had that on their servers?
They still had it. And it took like a full hour to download my save file. But
that's sick.
Turns out I suck at this game now because I haven't played it in a long time. And
okay.
I'm actually really bad. I played it for like 10 minutes and I tried to do like a story quest and I was like, oh yeah, this is why I bounce from this because it's kind of one of those things where, so like if you're fighting, it's like a fighting game. And if you're fighting a hero, you can only get, so like every hero has like a star value. So like my biggest heroes are 3 stars. And then they have like bronze, gold, and silver, which is like the level up, or if they have like a special ability or special armor or something like that. And I think the highest one you can get for free is like a 3 or a 4, or like you can get 3s for free, but getting a 4 is like really hard for free. And it's like you're going up against like they have like campaigns, which I think if you play somebody online, I think they're going to be about the same level as you. But they have like actual like campaigns and it's very much like the energy meter. So you can only do a certain amount of moves in a day and then your energy meter has to refill or you can pay for it. And then like the heroes, it's like you can only get a hero up to a certain amount for free. And then it's like you have to fight a level 5 hero. But in order to get a level 5 hero, you have to pay for a level 5 hero crystal. And it's like you only have a chance of getting a level 5 hero, and that's how they kind of get people that like gambling addiction.
What is that online play like?
I haven't played the online play since I downloaded it because I was just trying to like play through this story because it was like Odin's Quest or something like that, and you have to like fight Odin. And I was like, oh, that sounds cool. Like that sounds really lit, but yeah, I couldn't get past the American. Oh. F word. What is Iron Legion? That's what his name is. Couldn't get past my level 4-star Iron Legion, which is the first hero that I had to fight. And it's like a whole like tree, so you have to like move. You have to like defeat people and like do the move in order to get to the end. And I was like, yeah, I'm just not. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I was like, I definitely need a better hero in order to do that. So
yeah, I'm
kind of bounce on that. I have downloaded this game called, here, let me pull it up. Genshin Impact it's Genshin Impact. Have you heard of Genshin Impact?
No, I haven't.
Well, let me tell you, Brandon, the only thing I know about it is it's the quickest mobile game to ever reach $1 billion through sales
Wow.
of its mobile game stuff. I guess it's insanely popular
That's insane.
in other countries as well as popular here. I've heard it described as like, actually, I'm not even going to say what I've heard it described as because I haven't played it and I don't know yet. So, but I also have, I mentioned it before on the pod, this game called Sky, and I'm really excited to jump back into that. It's like I said, it's been a busy week for me. Haven't had a ton of time to play, and Brandon has been a busy bee over there as well, kicking ass in his midterms, which is why he sounds so tired.
Yes, sir. Oh yeah, been having a hard time these midterms. I actually have to stay up and study for accounting after this. So
You're on spring break, dude. Live a little.
I can't afford it.
Do what you got to do, man. Don't let me peer pressure you into having fun. Man, he gave me a salty look.
I mean, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play with my Switch definitely at some point. I'll probably take it with me to work tomorrow.
Yeah, dude. We'll definitely take it easy. Man. I mean, try to relax as much as you can, as well as get as much stuff done as you can. I'm excited, dude. I'm excited for you to have some free time, get some relaxing time in, and glad that you're done. I'm glad you made it through the end of the tunnel.
I'm just halfway there.
Just halfway there. Well, I don't know. I think it's a big milestone. You know, you gotta. If midterms really beat you down, now you just know that you can't let it happen next time.
That's very true.
You got some time. Time to save yourself. Save your grades. All right. Well, thanks to all you listeners out there. Keep poor little Brandon in your in your thoughts as he takes on the second half of his semester.
Please pray for me.
All right. Well, thanks so much, everybody. Have a great one. Jeez, Brandon, cut this shit. We gotta get right to business. I'm sorry. So what's been going on, man? This is the take two.
The take two. Man, I mean, I've been on the same timing of Animal Crossing, trying to get through the league. I got a lot further. I just beat.
League?
Yeah, I just beat Hop, and
Poor guy.
now we have to go see what's up with his brother.
Oh, so you're going back to the Chairman Rose Tower?
Yeah.
Man, honestly, I really liked that whole part of the game. Like, I don't know, it's just cool. What's Piers? I love Piers in that. That's just so fun. I'm just so about it. He's kind of like, it's like, why are you dragging me along to this? But like, I guess you need me. I think that whole like timeline's fun.
Piers is a sick character.
Yeah, he's cool. Excuse me. His rare league card is really cool. Once you get to the end of the game, did you know about the rare league cards?
I'm not familiar with them.
So I think you get them when you're in the quest to catch the legendary. So for me it was Zycan, and for you what was it? Zima, or what's the swords legendary, or the shields legendary Pokemon?
I think Zamazenta.
Zamazenta, yeah, that's totally it. So yeah, when you're going to get Zamazenta, you'll get a chance to battle you'll get a chance to not battle. You'll get a chance to go back to the gyms, and you'll get to talk to the gym leaders again, and they'll give you their rare league cards. And his is pretty cool, but that's not what we're here to talk about, Brandon. We're here to talk about Take Two, baby. So the last time we did this, or last time we attempted to do this, we talked about game trailers a little bit and how the cinematics of those are actually kind of fake. And it was something that both of us recently learned. And yeah, that the cinematics are actually developed by the people that make the game, and they're usually done under the guise of like a marketing team, and how they're kind of at the time when they make the trailers, just because like the making of the game process is so long that they're usually the trailers are made before, like well before the game is finished, and it's kind of like what they hope the game will be, but it's not necessarily what the game will be. And in the previous take, we were kind of like, oh, like capitalism ruins everything, and it was pretty sad. But now Now, after sitting on this information for a little bit and actually doing some more research, we have a more intelligent take, and that is, or at least I don't know about you, Brandon, but I have a more intelligent take. And that after like listening to some other industry experts and doing some more research, basically from what I've gathered is that instead of like cinematic trailers are fun and they're awesome and you should totally like continue to watch them and be hype about them, but maybe don't like feed into the hype that much and just know like it's a little bit fake, but also the main thing, I mean, obviously have fun with them. Like some of my favorite games, like I've been hooked since the trailer. I don't think it's like a big deal. Like you shouldn't feel bad about it by any means. The big thing is to not pre-order the game based on
The trailer.
the trailer, and that you should wait for the game to come out and actually listen to the gameplay or like watch some gameplay and like listen to the reviews and stuff. Do you have anything you want to say on that?
I think that's a good idea. I've also fell victim to that, just watching a trailer and being like, yeah, I really need that game. But, you know, in reality, it was a bit of a catfish. So just Titanfall was one that didn't do that for me, though. I watched the trailer and I really enjoyed it. And then I really enjoyed the game the whole way. What are some examples of games that you really enjoyed?
You know, it's funny that you say that because the one that like I'm distinctly thinking in my head that I was like from the get-go, I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy that game like no matter what. It was actually also from Respawn, which is the people that make and publish Titanfall. It was Jedi Fallen Order. And I was like, that is just like the sickest shit. I was like, I'm in, dude. You got me. And yeah, that was a great game. I mean, I've definitely talked about it on the pod before, but just love that. Absolutely love that. But I've actually recently fallen victim to one of those myself, even though like I'm not gonna say the game because I'm hoping that it turns around, but also like this is a podcast where we talk about the games we love and not necessarily the ones we don't. But so I recently watched the trailer I heard about a game, watched the trailer for it, watched some gameplay, and I was like, oh my gosh, like that looks so much fun. I'm just gonna buy it. And I probably did like 10 minutes of research and I just bought it. And I did not have a good experience with it. And I actually like totally hated it. And I got like motion sick and I almost threw up. So which is not what you want. So I mean, everybody falls victim to it, the marketing. So I mean, it kind of sucks, but we like as gamers, if you really want to get the most out of your dollar, you really have to do independent research on games, you know, which hopefully we'll be able to help you out with that.
And I mean, I think oftentimes like the best research you could do is just watching gameplay, like somebody play through the game and seeing whether or not that's something that you would like to experience.
Yeah, definitely. I really sometimes like if it's weird. I have like a weird viewpoint on that. I mean, maybe it's not that weird. I feel like every time I'm in a position where I'm like, oh, I really want to check out a game, and I'm like about to watch some gameplay, I'm like, oh, I don't want to watch gameplay because I don't want to get spoilers. I'm always like in my head, I'm like, what if that's the best part of the game? And
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I've actually, with some that I'm really serious about, I've actually been so scared of spoilers that I didn't even do it. Do you do that pretty
No,
frequently?
I don't. I'm actually on the opposite end of that spectrum. I love to see what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah. Well, I guess take it from Brandon, not from me. So what are some games that you've done that with?
Most of the Pokemon games are ones that I've done that with. Maybe I'm trying to remember Halo games, because I was always on like the Call of Duty side of things, and then to just spectate the Halo, see if I really wanted to play that. And then I got into the lore of it all, and oh yeah, it's very dangerous. And then I ended up with Halo 3.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Dude, I'm excited that, I mean, there's a new Halo game that's coming out, and I mean, I think that'd be really
Yeah,
cool.
man, that'd be really
I'd love to
fun.
play that
Just
with
get
you.
on a buggy. Is that what it's called? The Warthogs. Oh, man.
The Warthogs? What are the flying things?
Banshees.
The Banshees. What's the sword called? I forget what that's called.
It's in there somewhere. That's like one of the like most fun things to do.
Yeah, I don't remember what that's called. But also in regards to the trailers, that whole like trailer for that game. I mean, actually, it might not be Halo. I think it's Halo Infinite, isn't it? And they have like I don't know which. I don't remember which Halo it was. But do you know the one I'm talking about where it's
It might
like,
have
they
been
like, the
Halo
documentary
5.
ones for. I gotta look this up. Like the ones where they're like,
Yeah,
it's like they interview like the war, the veterans, quote unquote, of the war, and it's like they're
I
recreating the
I
museum.
actually have no idea.
It was Halo 3. I did find it. Yeah, so we just watched some of the Halo 3, some of those trailers. If you want to find them online, they're called the Halo 3 Believe campaign. It's almost like they're interviewing quote unquote veterans of the war that's in Halo. And it's kind of like really, it looks kind of like emotional. Like if you didn't know, there's no way that you would know that this was like fake, like a fake war. Like in one of them, like they're interviewing somebody and he just like casually picks up like a shell and he's like, oh, this is a shell from a sniper rifle. And then they like talk about Master Chief's grave. And then in another one, they're like interviewing like a quote unquote veteran in a forest, and he talks about his like, and he's like, yeah, like our whole squad had to go dark, and then they were like, do you mind if we turn the lights off? And it's like a huge like documentary. It looks like a documentary set, and then they like shut the lights off, and it kind of like the whole like campaign is just kind of like them making like a quote unquote like fake museum about how all of humanity fought off the what are the bad guys in Halo
Covenant.
3? Is it called the Coven? The Covenant, yeah. So that's like a whole different kind of trailer. But you should definitely go look all that up because that's really interesting. They don't really have much gameplay in that, but I think like, and they definitely did have trailers at the time that had like gameplay. To answer your question, Brandon, I don't think I saw very many of these in real
Mhm.
time. Like I think I saw just the gameplay ones. But I mean, I may have saw one or two of these, but I didn't really play any of the story of any of the previous Halo games, so it wouldn't have meant anything to me at the time. But because I mean, a lot of things that I just played with Halo were just like the 1v1 when you're in that huge match, like just at a friend's place, or sometimes on like Boy Scouting trips, we would like rent a cabin in the winter and like we'd throw
Oh, that's
that up
sick.
on like the TV in the cabin and we'd do that, which is really fun. Because it was like, I mean, like 30 guys just doing 1v1s. Like you just gotta like wait your turn. Like it's and like winter stays and that was really fun. Had a good time with that. But yeah, so it's a whole different type of trailer. But I mean, if I had saw those, like I probably would have bought it just because
Yeah,
it's just so
I
cool.
I loved Halo 3. The story of all the campaign and playing multiplayer. It really switched it up. I remember playing Halo on my school computers and then just like hoping I got to play it on the console. And then I got Halo 3 and had a really good time with it. And since then, Halo 4 and Halo 5 were just an immediate cop, especially after the trailer. The trailers for those were really, really cool as well.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, at this point, like I mean, maybe it's just that we're getting a little bit older and we're just been burned too many times, but I really feel like just trying to like be more conscious about making sure that a game works for you before you
Definitely
buy it. It's just
saves you
important.
time and money.
It saves you time and money. Moving on, man. Another thing that we talked about in the first take that we're cutting out is the how I really wanted
Yeah,
one of those SNES controllers
I
that
saw it on FaceTime
Nintendo
the
made
other
for the
day. It looked
Switch.
really cool.
And well, so the thing at the time when I recorded, I was just very upset because the actual like the Nintendo released SNES ones, they're always out of stock, and then they have their own set of like scalpers, and there's like a Reddit page that you can follow. And I was very upset at the time. But then I just kind of came to terms with it that I wasn't ever gonna get one because they're also like if you wanted to buy one on Amazon, like so they sell them for like $30, and on Amazon they're like you can get one for like 200, and I was just like no dog. But it actually this story has like a great positive twist, and I was able to get an off-brand, like not licensed by Nintendo, NES controller for the Switch, and it's not necessarily for the Switch. It actually can connect
Oh
to
wow.
laptops, your phone, and I have yet to connect it to my phone, but I really want to connect it to my phone, and my computer actually, and play some games on it. And additionally, it has Joy Cons, so it's basically a full Switch controller, which the original SNES does not have Joy Cons. So it's basically an SNES controller with Joy-Cons. That's kind of what it looks like. I'm showing Brandon right now. That doesn't mean this is the box, but basically what it looks like. And it has great battery life. And if you want to buy this online, it's called the 8-bit do S in 30 Pro Bluetooth gamepad. And it's compatible with Switch, Windows, Androids, Mac OS, Steam, and it says on here, like on the website and stuff, that you can hook it up to your iOS devices. But I'm actually looking at it now. You can also hook it up to Raspberry Pi. So, like, if let's say, for example, you have a gaming computer and you wanted to emulate an SNES game, and you wanted to play it with an SNES controller, you could get this and play an SNES controller, and you could play that SNES game, and then this controller you could also play like Cold War on this, because it has like all the buttons and stuff for it. So it's really cool, man. It has a great positive story. I mean, that was only like $50, and I'm loving it, dude. I think that's gonna be my main
I can see why.
for my Switch. I mean, yeah, it's great, dude. And honestly, like I also discovered I don't really have the Nintendo Switch Pro controller. It is a Pro controller, but it's not the quote unquote Pro controller. Let's see if I can find what it's called. Okay, I think they're called the Power A controllers. Enhanced wireless controllers. I'm seeing Power A a lot. So I think that they're Power A controllers. Basically, they look like the Nintendo Switch Pro controllers, but they have different buttons. Like the bumpers are different, and the handles are thicker. And it's more like an Xbox 360 controller, but it's like more blocky, and it just like the triggers they just don't work because they're like in the shape of a triangle, but in like not a good way. And basically after I found that out, I mean, like I guess I didn't really know that going in, but I've really had a lot of problems with just it feeling good in my hands. So I'm totally happy.
It seems like that's your favorite remote now, or your favorite way to play the Switch, no?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, now that I got that, like this 8-bit do S30 SN30 Pro. Yeah, man, it's great. It really, that's like a positive ending to something that I was super, super sad and angry about in the beginning. So I'm very glad that we're done. Yeah, dude, it's awesome. I would recommend that to anybody that has a Switch. Just like my little gray dude, man. I don't even know what to say. But I'll think about it. I'll think about it and get back to you on that. But, and yeah, man, I'm actually going to talk a little bit more about it in episode 23, because I know that we're going to be recording that soon as well. But yeah, man, it's really opened a whole new door for me. It really makes the Switch feel so much better. It makes me feel like it's a better console. Like, I don't even know. Like, it's crazy that a controller can do that, but like, I think the Joy-Cons are just too tiny. And I mean, honestly, I wish this was like a little bit bigger, but that's fine. I mean, like, I have not, like, when I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, it looks a little tiny, but then when I'm playing it, I have no issues with it. And I mean, honestly, like, actually, if you were going to buy one of these, before you buy it, I did see there's like another product that's similar, and like one YouTuber was like, the other one's better. So maybe check that out and see. I don't know what it's called, but do a little bit of research
topic of
on that
remotes. My favorite remote to play with the Switch is the retro GameCube. It's like it's a secondhand one that I purchased on Amazon, but it's Bluetooth and it feels just like the old GameCube remote.
Those are like,
I'm not sure. I don't think
Nintendo,
it is, just because the plastic is so cheap.
I actually, dude, I actually should have talked to you about this before I bought it. I had one of those in my cart, like the GameCube ones.
You used to play GameCube a lot?
No, I didn't, but I was like, I want a new Switch controller, and I was like, people love the GameCube, man. So I'm like, the I mean, I think a lot of people get the GameCube controller for
Yeah.
the Switch so they can play Smash.
Whenever I think about the definitely
is that why you
and
got
Mario
it?
Kart, those two, because that's what I mainly would play
And
on the
Mario Kart?
GameCube, and it kind of like gives you that sense of nostalgia.
Yeah, definitely, man. Yeah, totally. I'd be interested in seeing how that worked out, because I mean, like, that's one of those things where, like, if I was gonna hang out with you in your place post pandemic, like,
Yeah.
I could take my own controller and we could do like a side by side. I love to see that, man. I actually, dude, I might still buy that GameCube one. The only thing is that I had with it is that I had some reservations with is the Joy-Cons are not Joy-Cons. The
Joysticks.
what you put your thumbs on. The joysticks. Because could you play Breath of the Wild and do like the double joysticks?
Yeah.
Because I know there are 2 joysticks on the GameCube one. Does it feel
I mean,
good though, or does it
there are
feel
2 joysticks
kinda...
at the bottom that are they feel all right to me. I could definitely see myself playing Breath of the Wild with that. I think I have played Breath of the Wild with that remote. There are some different models though. When I remember, they're like different ones. I would definitely say invest in the best one, because right now this one is battery operated, and that's just a pain. I wish it was micro USB.
I think that I mean, not to shout out GameStop, but I think that GameStop has those that are USB-C.
I wonder how GameStop stock
I'm
is
gonna
doing
look it
these
up right
days.
now. I have no idea, dude. I'll have to check. Yeah, man. Wireless GameCube controller for Nintendo Switch. If you get a pre-owned one, it's $39, and it has the like official Nintendo logo on it. Motion control. No, it does say double batteries. Officially licensed for Nintendo Switch. I mean, if you got the pre-owned one from GameStop, that's $39. Unfortunately, it is still battery operated, but it does say it is officially licensed for Nintendo Switch, and it does have the logo on it. So, if you got it from GameStop, it might be better. I mean, you could probably. I mean, the new one is only $10 more. So, I mean, if you're gonna get a controller, like, I almost would say get a new controller. That's really nice.
The one on the Nintendo website.
Or it's not from Nintendo, it's on GameStop's website. But yeah, definitely you should check that out. I mean, I don't know if you should buy it, but see if it's right for you. Also, I think that the 8-Bit Do company, they also have like ones that look like the SNES, but then they have like the modern controller, like cone things that sit in your hand. Do you want to say anything before?
Thanks for tuning in and checking out the Take 2. And
Take 1 and Take 2, really.
Getting a double whammy here.
Yeah, well, thanks for listening to us, guys. We really appreciate it. Sorry that this is, I mean, not really. I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to apologize that we took a little bit longer on this one, but I hope you enjoyed it and stick around. We're really excited about the episodes that we got coming up.